Without a doubt, the highest peak in strength arm wrestling has ever seen, Levan Saginashvili. A perfect record in supermatch arm wrestling. Can anyone stop the Georgian Hulk?
Man, Levan's gonna fucking murder me.
Monstrous, super strong. Maybe he's impossible to beat.
A super heavyweight with the abilities and spirit of a lightweight.
At 400 pounds, this man with specific arm wrestling strength possesses physicality unlike ever seen before. His legacy is growing. It is being set in stone. Without question, the strongest to ever do it.
In 2022, Levan Saginashvili represents a stark example of arm wrestling's physical evolution.
There's always that one guy that turns up and can wreck everything. The kind of guy who doesn't care for records that have been already established. The kind of guy who just turns up and demolishes everyone. It happens at all levels. It happens at school when you're a kid. It happens at college. It happens when you're a professional. Levan is that guy. He is. The Georgian Hulk, Levan Saginashvili, has reached a level of physicality in the sport that truly is it's near untouchable. The reality is Levan Saginashvili is stronger than everyone that's ever existed, specifically for arm wrestling. There have been super monsters before. There have been giant humans. There have been incredibly strong athletes that have taken part in this great sport, but none like Levan. Levan has specifically built himself to be an arm wrestler. He is one of those super giants. 400 pounds, his wrists, his hands, everything about him so very much physically the biggest, the strongest, the baddest. And the thing is, he's done it all, as Enganterzi put it, he's done it all with the spirit and the technicalities of a lightweight. Levan Saginashvili is different. He has an ability to move and command a presence that just crushes everyone else. It was actually in 2015 that I didn't meet him, but I saw Levan for the first time. It was my first ever World Championships. It was in Malaysia. And this guy walked in the room, and he's bigger now. He's way bigger now, but he was in the super heavyweight class in 2015, and I remember talking with my buddies going, hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. And he was massive then. Levan was massive then. He won the World Championships on that day, I remember it. And it was by no surprise. And he was on the way up. At that point in time, he wasn't the Levan that we know now. He wasn't the unstoppable beast, but he was pretty focused. You could see that. The way he carried himself, his intent, it was obvious. He was on a mission, and his mission was to become the overall #1 ranked arm wrestler. And now that he's there, he's at that point, he's at that level, he's pretty much universally recognized as the man. It's all about, I guess, setting legacy for him. What he's done since he stepped into the professional supermatch arena is nothing short of freakish. I mean, the man not only has won every match, but he has not dropped a round anywhere. He's made a point of going out there, and he's actually declared it, that he intends on having a perfect score sheet for his entire career of supermatch arm wrestling. He's won every single match he's been in 6-0. He doesn't give rounds. He doesn't take chances. He doesn't allow you to work in your own lane. He just crushes you everywhere. He just crushes you. One interesting thing to think about with Levan is the question: does he have technical ability? I mean, Levan is at a strength level, and let's be honest, there is just a level in the sport where if you are that much stronger than your opponent in a fundamental arm wrestling sense, then you don't really need technique, do you? And Levan is there. Levan really is there. He's going to be asked questions soon. He's going to face Devin Larratt at King of the Table 4, and he will be asked questions of a technicality level. But the thing is Devin even strong enough? Is Devin strong enough to force Levan to have to really use advanced table IQ? I think he has it. If you look at Levan's rise throughout the ranks, he's never made mistakes. He understands how to protect critical areas. He understands how to control and deny his opponent's strengths. He's explosive. I don't think he's a bad arm wrestler by any stretch. I think it's safe to say he doesn't use crazy, deep, twisted technical positions. But when it comes to his well-roundedness as a technical arm wrestler, Levan's there. He really is. A lot of people ask the question about Levan's personality. Is he the beast? Is he that scary, monstrous presence always? And I like to share a story that I have personally with Levan that kind of encapsulates that. In 2019, I traveled to Poland for the Zloty Tour, and I was in Munich airport on my way, and my flight was delayed. And I think I was locked on a Darren Jordan Davis. We were there. We posted a photo on Instagram, and Levan liked it and messaged me via Instagram and said he was in Munich airport as well, waiting for a flight. He wasn't on the same flight as us, but he was waiting for a flight as well. We caught up with Levan, and to be honest, the dude he's a nice guy. He's a very, I guess like all giants often can be, they're gentle in their nature. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a warrior. He really does encapsulate that. He's a dangerous man who comes across as so kind until it's time. And I witnessed that transformation. You know, when we hung out with him at the airport, he was such a relaxed, easygoing, likable guy, laughing and telling stories, and just his presence at the time didn't seem intimidating. Like, he's a big dude, yeah, but it didn't seem intimidating. You weren't scared to walk past this man by any stretch. Fast forward a couple of days, and it's the PAL's top 8 final. Levan is taking on Vitaly Laletin for the grand prize. I'm standing in that kind of corridor where Vitaly and Levan are about to come thundering out. The lights are on, the music is pumping, the crowd's energy is building. Vitaly Laletin comes out first. Everything's set. And then I see Levan. And Levan comes out of this tunnel in such a manner. He looks 10 feet tall. His chest has somehow gotten deeper. His shoulders are back and wide. The look in his eye is killer. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is not the gentle soul that I hung out with at the airport. Levan has the ability to really go from the quiet teddy bear to the Georgian Hulk. He has that switch, and when he does make that transformation, oh my goodness, look at it. So what will it take? What will it take for anyone to ever catch and perhaps even defeat Levan? John Brzenk said it, he may be impossible to beat. I think with the current crop of arm wrestlers, it's pretty safe. It's pretty safe to say that he won't be beaten. Devin's going to have a go. Vitaly's going to have a go. Hermes is chasing. But realistically, Levan's the overwhelming favorite no matter who you put across from him. I can't see anyone in Levan's time catching him. He's that strong. He's that good. The sport is at an interesting place now where it's expanding, it's growing, there's more money coming in. That will attract more giants. Levan, as big as he is, he's not the only giant out there. But he is the first giant to specifically dedicate to arm wrestling in its fullness. And that is why he sits where he is. As the sport continues to grow, as the sport find its feet among sports fans around the world, there will be more giants. There will be more. But no matter what, Levan Saginashvili has left his impact on the sport already. He will leave it very deeply. Those 400-pound thunderous footprints will never be forgotten because he was the first of the super giants, specifically developed for arm wrestling. He's the first man in the history of the sport to really take it to this level. Levan Saginashvili is a special kind of athlete, one of a kind, and honestly, he's pretty much unstoppable.